Welcome back, Alpha audience. You've done it. You've dominated the game. You've overcome every obstacle, shattered every barrier, and silenced every voice that dared to doubt you. You've reached the peak, where the air is thin, and every step you take carries the weight of your blood, sweat, and relentless ambition. You were born for this moment, and now the world sees you. But listen closely, because the game is shifting. The tides are turning, and those who once stood in your shadow, who used to watch from the sidelines as you carved your path to greatness, are beginning to feel the pressure. They're losing grip. You've shown them what power looks like. You've shown them what it takes to rise above the noise, to stand tall when everyone else buckles under the weight of their own mediocrity. You didn't just win the game. You rewrote the rules. You flipped the script. Now, as you watch them scramble to keep up, there's a quiet satisfaction in knowing they'll never catch you. They're slipping. And it's not just because you're better. It's because you're the one who understands the true cost of success. For too long, they lived in their comfort zones, wrapped in the illusion that their positions were secure. They laughed at you when you started. They mocked your ambitions, belittled your goals, and made you feel small when you dared to dream big. They told you that your hunger was a weakness, that your drive would burn you out. But now, as they watch you continue to rise, those same voices are turning into whispers of fear and resentment. They know what's coming. They know that the space you've claimed at the top is no longer just yours by right, it's yours by force, and they can feel it slipping away from them. They thought they could play the game forever. They thought they could coast by on their past victories, on their positions of power, on the false security that comes from believing they've already reached the peak. But the peak is a dangerous place. There's no room for complacency at the top. There's no room for resting on your laurels, because the moment you stop moving, the moment you stop pushing forward, someone else will take your place. And that's exactly what's happening now. You didn't just step into the game with a plan. You stepped in with a vision. You didn't just play the game for the sake of winning. You played to dominate. And now, they're watching as you destroy everything they thought they knew about success. They are realizing that their time has passed. They thought they were untouchable, but now they're scrambling to hold on. They're losing their grip, one mistake at a time, one moment of hesitation at a time. They've become complacent, and complacency is the silent killer of those who dare to think they've won the game. But you're different. You've never been complacent. You've never allowed yourself to fall into the trap of comfort. You've never fooled yourself into thinking that you could rest on your past accomplishments. You know the truth. Success is not a destination. It's a war, a battle that never ends. And you've never stopped fighting. You've never stopped moving forward, even when the world told you to slow down, even when they tried to drag you back down to their level. Now, you stand at the apex. And as you watch them struggle, as you watch them desperately try to claw their way back to where they once were, you understand something they'll never fully grasp. The game isn't about how hard you work when you're in the spotlight. It's about how relentless you are when the spotlight moves to someone else. It's about how you fight when no one is watching, when no one is cheering for you, when the odds seem impossible. They had their time. They had their moment to shine. They had the chance to build their empire, to carve their name into history. But they couldn't handle the weight of it. They couldn't carry the responsibility of greatness. And now, they're crumbling under the pressure. They're losing their grip, piece by piece, and they're too afraid to admit it. You, on the other hand, you never let go. You knew from the beginning that this was more than just about winning. This was about building something that would last long after the applause fades. This was about creating something that no one could ever take from you. And now, as they falter and stumble, as they realize that their hold on the game is slipping away, you stand unshaken, a symbol of everything they failed to achieve. The darkness of their failure is closing in on them. They're grasping at the remnants of their former success, trying to hold on to whatever they can before it slips completely out of reach. But it's too late. The game has already changed. You've already won. And now, all that's left is for you to watch as they desperately try to hold on to something that's already gone. It's a painful sight, isn't it? To watch them fall, to watch them crumble under the weight of their own arrogance, their own complacency. They were once the kings of the game, the ones who dictated the rules, who controlled the flow of the battle. But now, they're nothing more than shadows, ghosts of their former selves, clinging to the past like a drowning man clinging to a broken piece of wood. And you're the storm. You're the one who swept through the game like a force of nature, unstoppable, unrelenting, and always pushing forward. You're the one who understood that power isn't given, it's taken, it's earned. You fought for it, you bled for it. And now, as you stand at the top, they can only look up and wonder what it would have been like if they hadn't underestimated you. But let them wonder. Let them waste their time in regret, in confusion, in fear. Because you're not looking back. You're not waiting for anyone to catch up. You're not interested in their apologies or their excuses. You're focused on the future, on the next challenge, on the next battle that awaits. You've already proven that you can rise above them. You've already proven that you are stronger, faster, smarter, and more relentless than they could ever dream of being. So now, as you watch them lose their grip, as you see them falter and fall, remember this: they had their shot. They had their moment, but they didn't deserve it. They didn't earn it the way you did. And now, it's your time. They'll never be able to catch up because they don't have the hunger you do. They don't have the fire that burns inside you. You dominate the game, and now they're losing their grip. And there's nothing they can do to stop it. This is your moment. This is your time to shine. This is your time to take what's yours, to claim the throne that you fought so hard for. They had their time in the sun, but now it's your turn. And when they look up, when they realize what they've lost, all they'll see is you, standing tall, unwavering, and untouchable. They thought they could hold on forever, but they never understood that the grip you have on the game is not just about strength, it's about vision. It's about unyielding determination, and that's something they'll never understand. Because while they were content to sit back and relax, you were already moving forward, already planning your next move, already preparing for the battle that would leave them in the dust. So stand tall, Alpha. The game is yours. And now, they can only watch as you continue to rise. You've proven everything they said was impossible. You've shattered the boundaries they placed in front of you. And now, as you stand at the peak, you can feel the cold wind sweeping past, the chill of isolation that comes with being the one who outlasts everyone else. You don't need their validation. You don't need their applause. You never did. What you needed was your own conviction, and that's what kept you going when everyone else gave up. They only thought they knew what it took to reach the top. But now, they understand that it's not enough to be gifted. It's not enough to rely on luck or fleeting moments of brilliance. You were never afraid of the grind, the relentless struggle, the pain that comes with pushing beyond what you thought was possible. When the world tried to pull you down, you just pushed back harder. When they tried to knock you off your path, you stepped over the debris and kept moving. And as you look back, as you witness their struggle to maintain their relevance, you realize one thing: they didn't have the resilience. They didn't have the strength to withstand the storm. And now, they are fading into the background, while you continue to blaze forward, unstoppable, untouchable. They can't keep up. They never could. They thought they were playing the same game, but they weren't. They were still stuck in the past, holding on to outdated ideas, relying on strategies that had worked once, but are now obsolete. They believed that staying the same, resting on their past achievements, would keep them at the top. But they were wrong. They didn't adapt. They didn't grow. And now, as you surge ahead, you see the cracks starting to show, the signs of failure that they can't ignore anymore. This is your edge, the thing they'll never understand, the ability to evolve, to stay hungry, to look beyond the present and into the future. They thought their old ways would keep them secure. They thought they could ride the wave of their former glory. And for a while, they did. But the world doesn't stay still, does it? The world is always changing, always shifting, always moving forward. And if you're not constantly adapting, you'll be left behind. And that's exactly what's happening now. They're stuck in yesterday, trying to hold on to something that doesn't exist anymore. Their grip is weakening, their resolve crumbling under the weight of their own hubris. They didn't see you coming. They didn't understand that you were different. You were never going to be content with just surviving in the game. You were going to dominate it, and in doing so, you've left them in the dust. You're not just ahead, you're miles ahead. And they can't catch up. The space between you and them is growing, and there's nothing they can do to bridge that gap. Their old tricks, their outdated methods, their once trusted strategies, none of it works anymore. They've already reached their limit. They've hit their ceiling. But you've only just begun. You've only just started to tap into your full potential, and they can feel it. They can sense that they've been left behind. They can feel their grip on the game slipping, slowly but surely, as you continue to rise. Every step you take feels like another blow to their egos. They thought they could maintain control, that they could keep their place at the top by relying on the status quo, on past victories, on their established reputations. But none of that matters now. All that matters is the present moment, and you've already surpassed them. You've already moved on to the next challenge, the next victory, the next level. And they're still stuck in the past, clinging to memories of a time when they were relevant, when they were in charge. But that time is gone. The game has changed, and they're being left behind. It's a painful reality, one that they're struggling to accept, but it's the truth. The truth they tried to ignore when they saw you rising, when they saw you carving out your space in the world, taking what was yours without hesitation. They tried to act like they didn't see it. They tried to convince themselves that you were just another fleeting competitor, someone who would fade away. But now, as they watch you continue to surge ahead, they realize how wrong they were, and it's too late. The grip they once had on the game is gone. Do you feel it? That sense of power, the feeling of unstoppable momentum. That's the feeling of dominance. That's the feeling of knowing that you've reached a level that no one else can touch. You've surpassed them all. You've done what they thought was impossible. And now, the tables have turned. They're the ones scrambling, the ones trying to hold on to their relevance, the ones who are losing their grip on everything they once took for granted. But they don't have your mindset. They don't have the same drive, the same hunger that's pushing you forward. They don't have the discipline to keep evolving, to keep growing. They thought they could rest on their laurels, that they could coast on past victories. But now, as you continue to rise, they're left clinging to the remnants of a past that doesn't matter anymore. And you're not slowing down. You're not looking back. You're not interested in their struggles, their pain, their regret. They had their chance, and they blew it. Now, it's your time. Now, it's your moment. and every step you take is a reminder of just how much further ahead you are than they could ever hope to be. The game belongs to you now. You're in control. You've proven that. And as you continue to climb, as you continue to rise above them, you'll leave them with nothing but the bitter taste of defeat, the stinging realization that they've lost. They had their chance to keep up with you, to rise with you, but they couldn't handle it. And now, all that's left for them is the struggle to maintain their grip on something that's already slipping away. They will never catch you. They will never understand the fire that burns inside you, the relentless drive that pushes you to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep striving for more. And as they fade into obscurity, as they watch you continue to dominate the game, remember this: they thought they could control the outcome. They thought they could hold on to their positions, but they were too blinded by their own arrogance to see that the game was already over for them. Now, as you stand at the peak, looking down at the chaos they've created, you'll understand one thing: they were never in the game to begin with. They were never in the fight. They were just passengers along for the ride. You, on the other hand, were the driver. And now, they're watching as you leave them behind in the dust, powerless to stop you, unable to even keep up. Keep moving forward. Keep dominating the game, because as they lose their grip, as they crumble under the weight of their own failure, you will continue to rise. You are unstoppable. You are untouchable, and they will never, ever catch you. The truth is undeniable. The gap between you and them grows wider with every breath you take, every move you make, every decision you execute. What you've built, what you've achieved, is something they will never understand because they didn't have the courage to walk the path you did. They took shortcuts. They took the easy route. They relied on others to carry them, to lift them, to make their moves for them. But you didn't wait for anyone. You carved your own destiny. You didn't care about the easy road. You chose the one that would test your will, your strength, your resilience. And now, look where you stand. You are not like them. You are not weak, and you never have been. From the very beginning, you've known that greatness does not come from resting in the comfort of others' expectations. You understood that success requires the willingness to sacrifice everything. While they were complacent in their positions of power, thinking they could keep what was theirs by right, you worked, you fought, you bled for every inch of ground you claimed. And now, you stand tall. You stand untouchable. You stand as a force they cannot fight, cannot deny, and certainly cannot outrun. They're losing their grip on everything they've worked for. Every step they take now is one filled with desperation. They're scrambling, trying to hold on to power, trying to hold on to relevance, trying to hold on to the illusion that they matter. But the truth is, they don't. They had their time, but they never had the heart to maintain it. They lacked the vision, the hunger, the fire that you have inside of you. They let their positions blind them, let their victories lull them into a false sense of security. And now, as they watch you climb higher and higher, they're realizing that they're just a footnote in your story, a mere afterthought. But you're rewriting the rules of the game. You've taken everything they thought they knew and turned it on its head. While they were too focused on preserving what they had, too afraid to take risks, you were already moving toward the next horizon, the next challenge, the next evolution of your power. The game isn't static, it's fluid, it's always changing, always shifting, and if you aren't moving forward with it, you're being left behind. And that's where they are now, being left behind, trapped in the past, while you continue to ascend. They've reached the end of their journey. They're out of ideas, they're out of energy, they're out of time. You've already passed them, and now they can only watch as you surge forward into the unknown, a place they'll never have the courage to follow. You have what they never had, the ability to adapt, to change, to evolve. You knew that there was no end to the game. You knew that no victory, no title, no moment of success was the final stop on this journey. It's a battle that never ends, and you've always been ready for the next fight. As they look at their fading relevance, they may try to claim that their time isn't over, that they can bounce back, that they can catch up. But deep down, they know they can't. They don't have the hunger anymore. They don't have the fire, and that's why they will never, ever catch you. You've built something they can't touch, a momentum that cannot be stopped. You've become a living, breathing force of nature that they will never be able to control. The more they try to fight against it, the further they will fall into irrelevance. And what's even more powerful, you don't need to watch them fail. You don't need to savor their pain. The satisfaction doesn't come from watching them stumble. It comes from knowing that you did what they couldn't. You took everything they threw at you, and you turned it into your own weapon. They tried to break you, tried to push you down, tried to crush your spirit. But you didn't break. You didn't falter. You didn't give in. You grew stronger. You evolved. And now, as they fall apart, you stand taller than ever, more powerful than ever, more unstoppable than ever. They were never willing to do what it took to remain at the top. They thought that being at the top was about maintaining control. But the top isn't a place of comfort. The top is where you have to keep moving, keep pushing, keep evolving. The top is where the stakes are the highest, and those who forget that, those who rest on their laurels, eventually fall. And that's what happened to them. They were too content to be comfortable in their positions. They thought they could just stay there, untouched, untouchable. But the world moves on, and so does success. And now, they're paying the price for their arrogance. You see, the real power comes not from holding on to what you've earned, but from the ability to keep earning, to keep growing, to keep becoming. And that's what sets you apart. You are a force that is constantly moving forward, a machine that doesn't stop, doesn't slow down. They are left in your wake, struggling to understand how you keep climbing, how you keep achieving, how you keep growing stronger with every passing day. But they can't see what you've built. They can't understand the foundation beneath your success. All they see is the result, the outcome, the victory. But they'll never know what it took to get here. They'll never know the cost of the battle. And as they flounder, as they try to hold on to their last shred of power, you will continue to rise. You will continue to push forward. And they will continue to fall. You've shown them what true power looks like. You've shown them what it means to never give up, to never stop fighting, to never stop pushing. You've proven that success isn't just about talent, isn't just about luck. It's about relentless work, about vision, about the ability to withstand the storm and emerge stronger on the other side. And that's why they will never catch you. Because they didn't have the fortitude to endure. They didn't have the drive to keep pushing when the world told them to stop. And now, the game belongs to you. They can try to regain their position, try to rise up again, but the truth is, they'll never reach your level. The bar has been set too high. The gap is too wide. And no matter how hard they try, no matter how desperately they cling to their fading relevance, they'll never be able to bridge the distance between you and them. They are losing their grip. And the harder they try to hold on, the further they will fall. You don't need them. You don't need their approval. You don't need their recognition. You've already proven everything you needed to prove. And as you continue to rise, they will continue to fall. The game is yours. The power is yours. And they will never, ever catch you. Every day, you move closer to your next victory. Every step you take brings you that much further away from their grasp. They can try to claw their way back, but the truth is, they've already lost. The game is over for them, but for you, it's only just beginning. You are unstoppable. You are untouchable. And they are fading into the past, a forgotten memory in the wake of your success. And as they watch you rise, as they watch you claim everything they thought was theirs, remember this: they can never catch you, because you are destined for something greater. You are a force that will never be stopped, and they will never, ever catch you. In the end, remember this: you are not just playing the game, you are defining it. You have proven that greatness comes not from resting on past victories, but from relentless forward motion, from constant evolution. While they falter, you rise. While they struggle to hold on to what they once had, you continue to dominate, to grow, to become more. They will never catch you, because you are always one step ahead, always adapting, always moving forward. And as they fade into the background, you remain untouchable, unstoppable, a force they can only watch as you continue to rise. The game belongs to you now. Keep claiming it.